Hey, look who's back. It's me. It's been a while. I think my last upload was August of 2021. I was on a road trip to Joshua Tree National Park, and well, let's just say between then and now, a lot has happened. Some good, some not so good, but definitely a lot. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run some errands, bring you along with me, and we'll have a chat. I'll catch you up. For those that have been here for a while, I guess I should say I'll catch you up. For those that are brand new, hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. So, yeah, let's get this thing going. So first stop is obviously the car wash here. Got to get the car cleaned up. Got a couple things I'm doing this weekend. Want it to be looking good. So run it through the car wash, and now we could chat a little bit. So I guess the big question is, what has been going on since last August? Shortly after I got back from Joshua Tree National Park, I was exhausted. That entire trip took way more out of me than I was honestly expecting. It was a lot of fun, but I was in a lot of pain during most of that trip. I had to spend most of my mornings into the afternoons just sitting at the hotel with my feet up, taking Advil and Tylenol every 4 hours. So I'd be able to go out that afternoon, late afternoon, evening, be it back to the park or going to a ball game, whatever it was. It just was draining. So when I got home, I absolutely felt like doing nothing. And I wasn't sticking to my diet very well, or at all, really. So I started gaining weight back. It came on little by little, by little by little. If I remember right, I had lost like 45 or 50 pounds before I went to Joshua Tree. Well, for that trip. And it didn't take long for it to really start adding up when it started coming back on. So that led to frustration, which led to more eating, which led to more frustration. And it's a vicious cycle. I'm sure some of you fully understand exactly what I'm saying. So by early October, mid-October, I just wasn't on program, on doing anything. Just eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and that's just how it was. I came home the day before my birthday, so October 14th, and told my wife that the company we work for was opening a new location in Oklahoma City. As a joke, I told her this and how it would be definitely more cost effective to move, but fully, expecting her to act the way she did, which was absolutely not. So the next day, on my birthday, I come home and I sit down in my recliner after work, and she says, "We need to talk," which that's never good, right? So it was that day that we decided if we can get a transfer, we would take a transfer to Oklahoma City. Flash forward a month, we got approved. A month later after that, on December 21st of last year, we loaded up the trailer, and December 23rd, we pulled out of town and started our drive to Oklahoma to start our new jobs, or old jobs, but new location, and for a new adventure. We got into town December 27th. So today being, I don't even know what today is, December 8th. Not sure when I'll post this, but as of recording, it's December 8th. We are just a little over a couple weeks away from 1 full year having been here in town. So I can say that on that drive, the car that I'm currently sitting in now, I could barely buckle my seatbelt, and you could see this now. So spoiler alert, right? But on the drive down, I literally would drive from hotel to hotel, not getting out of the car during the day at all. It just hurt too much to get in and out of this car. So again, I love seeing the countryside. I love making drives like that, but it was brutal. It hurt so much trying to do that. Of course, I have the wife. We had 3 dogs in the back, and the back end was loaded with our luggage and stuff. So it wasn't as much fun as it could have been if I'd have stuck to my diet. So one of the big things that I had to give up, or we both had to give up when we moved down here, was the ability to work from home. Up in Washington, we were able to do that, and had been since the pandemic hit. But down here, we were told absolutely never going to happen. Don't even think about it. Just keep it off your mind completely. So we knew that coming in, and nothing was more evident than day one getting to work, having to park and walk in from a fairly big parking lot. Honestly, that day I was probably more on adrenaline than anything, but the next couple days I was hurting pretty bad. So I got to thinking that weekend that not only was this move made so we can travel more. You think about it, where we were in Washington, all the way up in the northwest, compared to where we are now, more central U.S., it's quicker, much easier to get to places that we'd like to go to. So that was a big factor in why we decided to move down here. I, for one, never thought that I'd move back to Oklahoma. I did live down here from July of '83 through May of '84, up in the northeastern corner of Oklahoma. And I honestly didn't like it. There was nothing enjoyable other than being around a few family members back then. And the thought of moving back to Oklahoma never crossed my mind. I mean, ever. So moving down here was a little tough, but I kept in mind that we are going to be more centrally located. We can do more things, and this could be the new start that I was looking for. So again, back to the first week of January, back to work, hurting. Hurting bad. And so I decided that weekend that I'm going to start on January 10th, start a good diet program. And come January 10th, I did. And I lost decent for a few weeks. To be honest with you, on that date, which I believe was 1 year after I started my channel, I was the same exact weight, 595 pounds. So I felt defeated knowing that, but half of me was celebrating, I guess you could say, the fact that I was not over 600, so at least it didn't get too bad. But I did good, on and off. And then come April, I was down about 40 pounds, I think, maybe. I went to stand up, I think it was the morning of like April 11th. Went to stand up out of bed that morning, and my left knee popped. I mean, I honestly thought that I'd blown out that knee, that I'd done something bad to it. It dropped me straight back onto the bed, screaming in pain. It was so bad. And I I just had flashes going through my head. Having to have surgery, having to have all this stuff done to it because I didn't know what I had done to it. Eventually got into the doctor. Things move quite slow down here. So it took a while to get into a specialist. After checking it out and doing some x-rays, he gave me a cortisone shot because he said it's bone on bone, your knee. So it's not bad enough to have to do surgery yet, but it's getting there. And then he kind of looked at me, and then he turned away, and he looked at the wall, and he glanced back at me, and he turned away again, and he was kind of like... So I said, "Doc, are you trying to tell me that I need to lose weight?" He said, "Yes, 100%. I just didn't know how to say it." I've never had a doc tell me that I needed to lose weight. I've had them tell me I should. It would be advisable, but not that I needed to lose weight. So that day, he told me I needed to lose it because if I didn't, my knees would just get worse. That was the second week of May. I'd gained back some of the weight that I had lost by the time I'd hurt my knees. So as we left his office, as only somebody like me would do, I told the wife, all right, 2 days. It was on a Monday. I want the rest of Monday. I want all of Tuesday. And then that Wednesday, I'm starting super strict. Hardcore, as I like to say. So we went and got stuff. Probably hit Jimmy John's. I'm a Jimmy John's addict. So went and got food. And I proceeded to eat whatever I wanted those 2 days. Then I weighed on that Wednesday. Honestly, don't remember where I was at that point. I'll put it up on the screen here because I can look back. And I started, and I did really good. May, June, into July, and then I hit a rough patch, and it set me back a ways. I've never known why that I'll do that. I'll do really good for a while, and then it's like, hey, you're doing great. Let's celebrate it. And how do I celebrate? By going and getting food. That makes absolutely no sense, but that's what I've done my entire life. So back before I even saw the doc and I didn't even know if I'd be able to walk, Garth Brooks tickets went on sale for Dallas the end of July. I knew I had to be there. So I bought tickets, and my plan was to lose enough to be able to go. And again, I did good. We went. The only thing that saved me was the fact that they have a shuttle, like a golf cart, 6-person golf cart thing, that will pick you up, handicapped people, which I am classified handicap. It's not just a weight thing. We got picked up at the parking lot, and they took us to our gate. After the show, it was a 2-hour wait to get back on that, to get back out to the parking lot, which I was fine with. I had a chair that I could sit on, but it did put my feet squarely into the ground. So by the time I got off that shuttle and was walking to the car, I was hurting pretty bad. And that next morning, I could barely stand. My feet and legs and ankles were just destroyed. The entire drive home, it's about a little over 3 hours from Dallas to our house on the north side of Oklahoma City. So the entire drive home, I just kept shifting and moving because my feet and legs were hurting so bad. Again, it was much like the trip to Joshua Tree. I had such an amazing time, especially since my wife was with me this time. And I will remember the good things of it but I was in pain. I hurt so bad that I couldn't really take it all in. I literally walked into AT&T Stadium. We went straight to our seats. And I didn't go do anything else. I didn't go look around. That was my first time ever at Jerry World there, as they call it, AT&T Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys play. But I couldn't get myself to walk around at all because I was hurting that bad still because of my weight and everything. But I was just glad to be there. And so I tried making the best of it, and I did. Shortly after getting back from that, my weight started coming back again. And then I saw that my Seattle Seahawks were going to be playing the Cowboys down there at AT&T Stadium again, the end of August. And I knew I wanted to go to that. So I got on and I started losing again, started losing. And I was doing good. I combined that weekend with a football game and the next day a Rangers game. So it was a good time. And I even got to tailgate with a bunch of crazy Seahawk fans before the game. So that was good. Again, the shuttles are the main reason why I was able to do it, because they'll take you from your parking lot, way out parking lot spot up to the gate. And that goes for both AT&T Stadium and Globe Life Field, where the Texas Rangers play. So that helped out tremendously. But each day, the morning into the afternoon, I would just hang out at the hotel. I hurt that bad that I couldn't go out and do anything else. I couldn't go see Dallas. I couldn't go experience it. And so I honestly stopped and got Taco Bell at the place next to the hotel, and it's what I did. I had something to eat, and I just hung out waiting for the next event. And again, I enjoyed it, but it's not what it should be. So shortly before going down to Dallas for the football and baseball weekend combo there, we'd set up a doctor's appointment with a brand new primary care physician. So I knew I had that coming up once I got back. So that was on August 28th of this year. And meeting her, I didn't know what to expect. Again, somebody my size, walking into a new doctor, you just don't know. My wife had been going to her for a while, really liked her, so I thought I'd give her a try. And the first appointment was a typical appointment where we sat there and we talked about medical history, my previous surgeries, back surgery, my legs, my feet, my ankles, what was going on with that. And then she says to me, "Have you ever considered weight loss surgery?" Well, for those that don't know, back in March, I believe it was, sometime back in 1997, I had stomach staples done. That was the only weight loss surgery at the time, or at least the most popular one, and I did really good on it. But they said back then, if after 10 years you had 100 pounds off, it would be considered a success. Well, I had just over 100 pounds off, and I didn't consider this a success. So I told her I'm just not mentally in the position and not wanting to go through surgery again. So we talked about a couple other things, and then she mentions to me Mounjaro. For those that don't know, it is a diabetes medicine that has shown to be very well. Hold on. It is a diabetes medicine that has shown to have the side effect of weight loss, and people who have been on it have lost tremendously well on it, to the point that in their first big study that they did, a 72-week study, there were people who lost upwards 23% of their body weight. To put that in perspective, typical weight loss surgeries nowadays, you can lose roughly 24 to 25%. At least that's what the article said on average. So that piqued my interest. She told me a little bit more about it. Even though I felt a little weird about injecting something into my body that it wasn't designed for. I mean, even at my weight, my blood sugar, my A1C, all of that stuff has been amazing. I count myself lucky because my previous primary care doctor used to call me the healthiest fat guy he ever met, because my cholesterol's great, my A1C, my blood sugar, all of that stuff is, like I said, always been great. So we discussed it, and I told her I'd give her 3 months. And then after 3 months, we would make a decision on what we want to do. So I'm a little over 3 months into that now, but I think that's going to be a discussion for the next video. This one, I just wanted to catch you up on what's going on. So it's kind of a spoiler, especially if you go back and look at some of my older videos and then look at me now. But you can imagine I did well. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, hey, seriously, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for dropping by my channel. And again, if you're new, if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button. If you don't, no skin off my nose. I'm pretty much doing these for me, and really wish that I had been doing it all along. But if it could help somebody else lose some weight and honestly see what somebody's going through while trying to lose weight, I'm glad I can be there. So again, thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my journey to become a fat guy no more, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video.